Begin with breaking news. The mother and her two children who went missing yesterday have now been found dead. Their van was found in Lone Tree earlier this morning, their bodies all three inside. 36-year-old Jennifer Labor was last seen yesterday afternoon picking up her 3- and 5-year-old boys up from school. She never came home. She was reported missing last night and her car was found just hours ago. Now we have live team coverage of this. Denver 7's Mark Boyle standing by in the neighborhood where this family lived in Highlands Ranch. But first, let's go to Lone Tree, where our Jason Grenauer is live for us at the same place where this van was found. Jason?
Yes, a spokesperson for the Douglas County Sheriff's Office called this a horrific end to a missing persons case here in Lone Tree. That missing silver van was originally found, spotted by a passerby along the backside here of this empty Sports Authority in Lone Tree. Inside the bodies of those 3 missing people, 36-year-old Jennifer Labor and her 2 young sons, ages 3 and 5. Now, authorities would not say at this point how they died, but they did say that they do not have any suspects at this point and that there is no threat to the community at this point. They also added that the husband and father is cooperating with law enforcement at this point. Now, Labor was last seen picking up her sons from school yesterday. They were reported missing around 8 o'clock last night. The sheriff called this a very active and ongoing investigation, trying to figure out how and why this happened. Now, one thing that they added, an Amber Alert was never issued in this case. They say because there were no red flags and no threats or any harm of violence that was going to come of this. That's why they didn't send one out, instead just putting out their pictures through the media. We've been reporting on this story all morning. Instead, this case ends with 3 people found dead here in Lone Tree. For more on our team coverage of this case, we now are going to send it over to Denver 7's Mark Boyle. He's live in that family's Highlands Ranch neighborhood. Mark?
Yeah, and as you were talking about, with the lack of Amber Alert here because there were no signs of threat to those children, that's exactly what neighbors around here are telling me. They say that they knew this family well. This is a close-knit block, and they say that this seriously is a shock to everybody and no indication that this was going to happen. Now, one of the neighbors told me that he's very good at reading people and absolutely saw no signs that anything was wrong here. Now, the husband, Ryan, has been inside this house with investigators. A lot of neighbors around this area binding together with him in order to help support him and figure out how to move forward in this. I asked one of the neighbors who's been inside talking to Ryan how he's doing right now, and they said as best as can be expected. Now, and investigators have been here within the last hour or so coming and going from the house, but really most of them have gone away now. Just one deputy outside here, the house. We're going to continue to talk with some of the neighbors that knew Jennifer and these 2 children well as how they're moving forward with Ryan. I know some of them are already talking about some memorial plans, so we'll of course keep you very up to date with the very latest, and we'll be out here at the scene talking with investigators. We're live in Highlands Ranch. Mark Boyle, Denver 7.